Contributions to 401k is very straightforward, very simple, right? Well, not really. There are 5 surprising details about 401k contributions that you need to know. I've got that and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Recently, a survey of eligible 401k participants who were not contributing were asked, why aren't you contributing? Why aren't you? Simple question. Surprising answer. 60%, nearly 60% thought they were contributing, and they weren't. So guys, if you think 401k contributions, nothing exciting there, of course. Well, it should be straightforward, yes. But there are a lot of different rules and a lot of different nuances that you need to be aware of in order to make the most of your 401k. You need to be aware of these unique rules or unique issues related to 401k contribution. So should be straightforward. Odds are you've got all of this stuff figured out and you're well aware of these 5 different surprising truths I'm about to share with you, but let's get into it. First, many people don't know this, but there are actually 3 different ways that you can contribute to your 401k. 3 different ways that you can contribute to your 401k if your plan allows. Most everyone is familiar with the first way, and that is pre-tax, right? Where your contribution going into your 401k is actually pre-tax. It's a deduction on your tax return, deduction from your income today. So you get a deduction on what you contribute. The money within your 401k is invested and it's growing tax sheltered. So dividends, interest, capital gains don't land on your tax return. But then out there in the future, in retirement, when you draw those dollars out, whether it's dollars you contributed or the growth, as you draw them out, that's when it's taxable. So that's pre-tax contribution. That's the first way. The second way, almost every plan allows this, and that is Roth. That's Roth. You can contribute to the Roth side of your 401k. It's still the same 401k, same account, all that sort of stuff, same investment choices. It's just your contribution is different. Roth means your contribution does not give you a tax benefit today. It's not a deduction. So you have after-tax money going into your 401k. All the investment activity, growth, capital gains, all that is tax sheltered. But then when you withdraw dollars from the Roth side of your 401k, they come out without tax. The contribution that you made was never deducted, so you don't pay tax when you draw that out. And the growth on the Roth side of your 401k comes out tax-free. So that's the second way, Roth. You're probably familiar with that. A lot of plans, though, also offer this third type of contribution, and that is after-tax, okay? It sounds like Roth, but it's different. It's after-tax. With your after-tax contributions, like it suggests, there's no tax deduction when you make that contribution. All the investment activity of those after-tax dollars is sheltered from tax as well. But with the after-tax dollars specifically, when you draw your after-tax contribution out, there's no tax. But when you draw the growth out on your after-tax dollars, that growth comes out taxable. Okay, so it's a little bit of a blend between pre-tax and Roth. You might say, well, why would I do that? Well, reasons like the mega backdoor Roth or some advanced tax planning strategies are why the after-tax contribution can be a wise choice for some of you. But that's the first surprising thing about 401k contributions. There's often 3 different ways that you can contribute to your 401k. Second surprising thing about 401k contributions is that you can contribute up to a certain limit. But then there's also an additional limit that most of you don't know about. The one that you're familiar with is that your pre-tax and Roth contributions, you can contribute up to 100% of what you earn. So if you're part-time or whatever, it could be 100% of what you earn, up to that IRS contribution limit, which is currently $23,000. Oftentimes people ask, well, is that my pre-tax contribution limit, but I can also do Roth contribution limit? No, they share the same one. So you can't do 23,000 pre-tax and 23,000 Roth. No, they share the same contribution limit as well. For your specific tax situation, you might want to do a little pre-tax and then the rest Roth if you're trying to get yourself below a certain adjusted gross income. Just depends. But that's the contribution limit shared pre-tax and Roth. But then there's an additional contribution limit above and beyond that, okay? And that is $69,000 is the maximum that you can contribute both to your 401k, pre-tax Roth, as well as company match, right? Your company match does not count towards that $23,000 contribution limit, plus after-tax contributions if allowed. All of those together, pre-tax, Roth, company match, profit sharing, by the way, I didn't mention that, and any after-tax contribution, that shares a different limit, and that is $69,000 for 2024. Third surprising thing about 401k contributions is catch-up contributions. Those limits that I just shared are all if you're under the age of 50. As soon as you turn age 50, there's an additional contribution that you can make to your 401ks or 403b called a catch-up contribution. Right now, that's an additional $7,500 that you can do above those limits. So in addition to the $23,000 for pre-tax and Roth, you can do another $7,500 pre-tax and Roth once you turn age 50. So that, and then that 415 limit, that $69,000, you can do it another $7,500 above and beyond the $69,000 when you include, your after tax and company match and profit share, all that, as soon as you turn age 50. But note here that you might say, I already know about catch-up contributions. Well, be aware, and I've done some videos on this, that those those catch-up contributions are changing starting next year. It's not just at age 50 that they come into play. Now there's another tier that opens up at age 60, where you can do 150% of whatever the current catch-up contribution limit is, or 11,200 or 10,000, whichever's higher. Well, currently, that 150% is higher. That's 11,250. And so that starts the year you turn age 60 and goes for 60, 61, 62, and 63. The year you turn 64, your catch-up contribution reverts back to where it was. Fourth surprising thing about 401k contributions is the only way for you to make a 401k contribution is out of your paycheck. That's right, out of your paycheck. And you might have never thought about that before, but trust me, if you come into a circumstance where, I just inherited some dollars or got some other resources and I want to contribute these into my tax shelter, my 401k, you might stumble across this surprising thing that you hadn't considered before. The only way to make contributions to your 401k is out of your paycheck. If you have extra money or whatever, it would seem, well, I can just write a check into my 401k, right? Like I do with my IRA, and I can just get that deduction because I wasn't gonna, it still is up to the limit, so no big deal, right? Wrong. It's got to come out of your paycheck. And so if you were in that situation, work with your certified financial planner. Say you inherited $50,000 cash. You're not maxing out your 401k and you want to find a way, how can I get this 50 grand into my 401k? Well, one of the things that you can do is you can increase your contribution limit coming out of your paycheck to the maximum amount. That'll bring your take-home pay down, and you might say, well, now I'm bringing in less than what I need to make my budget work, to make my cash flow work. Well, you can supplement your income with withdrawals from this $50,000 inheritance per se, right? So if you contribute an extra $1,000 a month to your 401k, you could start an automatic withdrawal from this inheritance of $1,000 a month going into your checking account, and it all washes out. It's sort of playing the shell game where you are getting this $50,000 into your 401k. It's just got to come through your paycheck first. And then the fifth surprising thing about 401k contributions is that they take advantage of an investment phenomenon called dollar cost averaging, which means if you're contributing a set dollar amount every single paycheck, because your paycheck's the same, let's say you're working the same number of hours or you're on salary, and so it's the same dollar amount going into your 401k every single paycheck, those dollars are buying shares that are variable in value, variable in price. And therefore, when prices go down because the market's gone down, that same fixed contribution amount is buying more shares of that stock, of that investment, because the price is lower. So you're buying more, they're on sale. Versus when they're expensive, when the stock market is expensive or prices are high, you're buying fewer shares. This phenomenon is called dollar cost averaging, and in effect, it allows you to buy on an average a lower share price and take advantage of buying low, right? Which is the only way to make money when you're investing. However, and the reason why I would say this is surprising is when this is most potent, when it's most valuable, is often the time that our emotions get in the way. And I know this because it was just a couple short years ago, and I'm sure it's going to happen right around the corner again, where in 2022, the market was just grinding lower and lower and lower. And I use those terms because it wasn't just this volatile roller coaster. It was just sort of straight down. And I had so many people reach out and say, you know, I'm just going to pause my 401k contributions until things get better because I just can't stomach it. Every time I contribute $1,000, I hear or I see in my statement that I'm losing $5. I'm not going to throw money away. No, guys. Your 401k contributions are the only ones that have this special power to buy more shares when the price is low. So continuing to contribute to your 401k into an aggressive mix or into the markets, especially during volatile times, that can help you take advantage of dollar cost averaging and harness that market volatility for your benefit. So there you have it. 5 surprising truths and things that you need to plan for with your 401k. Work with your certified financial planner on that to make the most of your 401k as one of your greatest wealth building tools. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.